7 दिन 7 कहानियाँ।
The Find from Hungary. Once a man went to plough his fields. He had never before reaped a rich harvest, but that day his luck was in. The plough cut a furrow and turned up a bag of gold coins. The man was shocked and delighted by turns. Here was the answer to all his problems. But soon he realized that he still had to contend with a major problem. He couldn't keep the find a secret from his wife. Given her nature, before the day was out, she would spread the news among all the neighbors. From the neighbors to the magistrate, the road was very short. The poor man could imagine himself in a lockup on the charge of robbery. But he was intelligent and resourceful, so he made a plan. He went to the market and bought a hare and a big fish. These he hid away carefully and settled down to wait for his wife to bring him his lunch. The man ate heartily and said after his meal, "Now let us fry a fish. What do you say?" She looked at him. "You must have got a touch of the sun," she said. "How can we catch a fish here in this field? Come, I just saw one as I was ploughing around the blackthorn shrub." He led her to the blackthorn shrub, and sure enough, stuck on the branches was a big fish. The woman gaped in surprise, but the man wasn't done yet. "Let us catch a hare," he said. "What? You must be kidding," she snapped. "Catch a hare? Where is your gun?" "Oh, who needs a gun when my ox goad will do?" laughed her husband. He led her to the edge of the field, and the woman cried out, "Look, there is a hare up in that tree." The man was simply waiting for her to make that remark. He flung his goad at the tree, and the hare fell down. The man and his wife worked in the fields till sundown. Then they gathered up the fish and the hare and set out for home. The man had the bag of gold coins tucked away safely inside his tunic. As they went past the church, they heard an ass braying. They paid no heed, but when they passed the city hall, the ass brayed again, much louder than before. The man said, "Heard that?" The ass says, "The magistrate and the town clerk have just been caught embezzling public funds." The wife said nothing in reply. From the next day, the man began to give his wife good money to spend. She bought herself fancy clothes and a gold chain. The neighbors were dying of curiosity. Where on the earth did so much money come from? One of the neighbors was more inquisitive than the rest. She kept pestering the woman till the secret was out. "I am telling you, but don't pass it on to anyone," said the woman. But the neighbor lost no time reporting the matter to the magistrate. And sure enough, the couple were summoned to the court. When he was questioned about the money, the man stoutly denied it. Of course they hadn't found any money. How could they? The magistrate tried another tact. "Your wife will tell me about the truth," he said. "What is the use of asking her? She is just a silly woman," replied the man. The woman flew into a temper and began to shout at him. "Don't you dare say that again. Didn't you find the money when we caught the fish under the blackthorn bush? Now, your honor may hear for yourself. Catching a fish in a bush? What next? Can't you remember how you shot down a hare from the tree with the ox goad? Well, haven't I told you, your honor? It is no use asking the fool of a woman. A fool you are yourself. Have you forgotten that on our way home we heard an ass braying, and you said that the ass was braying because the magistrate and the town clerk have just been caught embezzling public funds?" At this, the magistrate jumped up in alarm and told the man, "Take her home, my good man. She does seem to have lost her wits." The man marched out of the court, his wife in tow, and they continued to live happily on the money they had found.